In the world of elite shooters, few have mastered the art like Klay Thompson. With a quick release, flawless form, and dead-eye precision, Klay's shot is a textbook example of perfection. But what makes his technique so special, and how can we apply it to our own game? In this video, we're going to break down the key elements that make Klay Thompson one of the deadliest shooters in NBA history. Let's dive into it. So the first thing we're going to do is break down his form and the principles that he follows. So the first thing we're going to break down is his one position. You can see as he is stepping into his shot, his hips are loaded, so he has a slight lean forward with his hips dropped, and his knees are bent because he is stepping into it. He has his upper arm in line with his body, with his forearm parallel to the floor. Now, one of the special things about Klay Thompson is he's able to have a slightly higher basketball or a slightly lower basketball sometimes when he's shooting and still keep his consistency. That's because he is an elite shooter and he's had a ton of reps. For my beginner or intermediate players, you guys want to focus on trying to keep a consistent starting point with your forearm parallel to the floor and your upper arm in line with your body. The next principle we're going to break down is the two position. Most people call it the set point. Here, one of the most important things about the two is having the ball get to this position while your hips are still dropped and your knees are still bent. And this is how you create a lot of power in your shot, because now your hips are loaded and you are able to jump and add that power into the basketball, but your arms are in the correct positions as well to add power into the ball. So now you're stacking both power points on top of each other. So there's a huge misconception when it comes to adding this technique to your game. A lot of times people like to think that you need to pause and hold the ball at this point before you shoot. No, you just want to be able to hold your levels, keep your hips dropped and your knees bent. As the ball gets to your set point or your two position, that's when you want to jump. So you're not holding it there, you're just waiting to jump until the ball gets to that point, because now you want to be able to add all of that power into the basketball at the same time from your arms and your legs. By doing this, you'll become a more consistent shooter because you'll be able to keep the correct timing throughout every single one of your jump shots better, but also you'll be able to shoot with more power, so you'll be able to step further back when you shoot as well. So as you can see here, his wrist is underneath the basketball. This is a huge concept all players need to have within their shot, because this is going to blend in to the next principle of pushing through the middle of the ball. So this is a great snapshot of the third principle of being able to push through the middle of the ball. When you can get your wrist underneath the ball, now you can push up and through the middle, making sure you're going to shoot straight. Shooting straight is one of the most important things you need to do when it comes to making shots. If you are shooting the shot and it's going left or right, you have no chance in making it. You want to be able to shoot as straight as possible, so you want to be able to push through the middle of the ball. And as you can see here, the last fingers to touch the basketball are going to be these fingers here, and you want to have a firm wrist flick with this as well. When it comes to shooting, one of Klay Thompson's superpowers is his ability to knock down the catch and shoot shot, whether it's standing still or on the move. This is a great strength to have because you are never more open than when you first catch the basketball. So if his superpower is being able to knock down the catch and shoot shot, as soon as he catches the basketball, he is a threat to the other team. For the catch and shoot shot to be his superpower, he has to, one, always be ready to shoot, so he has to be reading the defense and reading the space, and then two, he always has to be on balance and have good footwork to take advantage of the situations that he gets in. Everybody praises Klay Thompson for having that picture-perfect textbook form, and yes, that is extremely important. You don't want to have any flaws in your form or have anything that takes away from your ability to make the shot, but you don't need to have your form look exactly like Klay Thompson's, because look at him and Steph. Him and Steph have two totally different forms, not totally different, but they don't look exactly the same, but they are still both great at what they do. The one thing we want to be able to take away from Klay Thompson, though, is his ability to control the basketball. He gets the ball to be able to go the same height every single time. He's able to get the ball to go straight almost every single time. So he's able to control his shot, have a firm wrist flick on every single one of his reps, which leads him to be a more consistent shooter.